Hi, friends. You know that saying you shouldn't pay A+ money to C-level players? Well, someone needs to call up Kyle and the 49ers and let him know that because on the first day of free agency, when teams are signing centers like Drew Dahlman to giant deals, they're trading for Devontae Adams, making all-in moves all around the NFL and within the NFC West division, 49ers division. The 49ers made two moves. And the first of which was going and signing a blocking tight end named Luke Farrell from the Jaguars. So he got a 3-year, $20 million deal. He's been in Jacksonville for 4 years. In those 4 years, he only has 36 catches in 4 years. Catches, not touchdowns, catches. He has 0 touchdowns in all 4 years that he's played football in the NFL. Yeah. So, by the way, the deal was 3 years, 120.25 million, 11 guaranteed. This is a backup. This is a tight end 2. And he is a blocking tight end. He did block for 70% of the snaps last year in Jacksonville, so they did utilize him a lot in Jacksonville as that blocker. He is 6'5", so very tall, and 150 pounds. A huge guy, much bigger than even Kittle is, and Kittle obviously is a beast in the blocking game. The thing that frustrates me is, like, I was looking at Tyler Warren in the draft and Loveland in the draft, like these tight ends that are going to be hugely impactful and maybe eventually could replace Kittle and be like all pro franchise tight ends, a Travis Kelce type, a Kittle type. These guys, that don't come around that often. The 49ers have whiffed on all their tight ends that they've gotten outside of Kittle, which was a total just like luck of the draw for them. He was a 5th-round pick. I thought that they potentially could be aggressive. I want them to go O-line, but I thought that they could potentially be aggressive and go get a tight end in the first round, pick 11. Matt Mayoko, who's very close with Jed York and with John Lynch, he actually wrote a report maybe a month ago or a couple weeks ago, predicting that the 49ers would go get Warren in the draft. Which is why I was kind of thinking that was the plan, but it apparently is absolutely not the plan. They are not looking for pass catchers, even though they just moved off of Debo. They lost Debo, and they're going to be he's still taking up a ton of salary cap, 31 million in dead cap, and Ayuk is still injured, and, cross our fingers that he's back in the middle of the season. And even when he comes back, is he going to be like Brandon Ayuk in his contract year, or is he going to be trying to get up into football shape, trying to get connection and feeling with Brock Purdy? Like, it's no guarantee that Ayuk is going to make an impact at all in 2025. And it really is starting to look like the 49ers are projecting for 2026. They've gotten a lot of comp picks and stuff, but comp picks don't move me. I know some people are congratulating, like, oh, they're moving off of these guys, but they're getting so many compensatory picks for 2026. And it's like, okay, well, I want them to win now, not in 2 years. Like, that doesn't make me want to go buy season tickets that they might be good in 2 years. But yeah, so kind of interesting. Trent Baalke, obviously former 49ers GM, now GM in Jacksonville. He's the one that drafted Luke Farrell. Been there all 4 years. He has started, but only as a blocking tight end. This is kind of like, if you guys remember Charlie Warner, it's kind of like a replacement for Charlie Warner. But the reason that makes no sense is they lost Charlie Warner 2 years ago. So they're like finally now getting his backup. What I could see, because right now they have Jennings, they have Pearsall, Ayuk, will hopefully be back in the middle of the season. If they are looking at Kittle and seeing, okay, he's getting older, he's definitely suffered with more injuries in the last couple of years. What if we need to? I think he's lost some weight. He looks skinnier in his legs than he did when he was right out of college. So maybe their thought process is they're going to use Kittle more in the passing game, and so they want to have a guy that can replace Kittle's impact as a pass protector and in the blocking game, because Lord knows that their offensive line has just gotten worse somehow. And they don't seem to be adding to it, which is making me annoyed. But so I guess what I could see with the Farrell signing a blocking tight end is I'm okay with it. I'm not okay with it because it's so much money to a backup level player. But the way I could see it actually working out and me, kind of having to eat my words is if they do kind of move Kittle into more of a receiving role, and then they have Farrell in there as the main tight end blocker, and they could do more two tight end sets like that. And if that got Kittle open more in the passing game and Kittle was being targeted more in the red zone, then I would eat my words and I would say, okay, this wasn't a horrible signing, because I've wanted Kittle to be involved more in the passing game for years now, but because their O-line is so bad, they've had to keep him in to block. So maybe that's what this move is about, but it is pretty underwhelming that, teams are making such strong moves while the 49ers are signing backups. And one of the other backups that they signed is Patrick Taylor, their, fourth, fifth string running back from last year that never saw the field, even when they had like 3 guys injured. I think he saw the field for like 1 game and Kyle abandoned the run during that game. Yeah, they brought him back. So Patrick Taylor is back. Woohoo, big move. And the 49ers went and paid, what's his name? Farrell, but what's his first name? Luke Farrell, a whole shit ton of money to hopefully be an excellent blocker in San Francisco. And it better open up Kittle, and they better utilize the shit out of Kittle now. I would eat my words and say this was a good signing if they start targeting Kittle more. But if Kittle is a blocker and this guy is on the bench or is a second blocker and they could have spent $8 million, $5 million on a blocker instead of 20, I'm going to be furious. But that's my update for the first day of free agency and the 49ers. Big signings. Who did they lose? Let's see who they lost. They've lost Debo, which I think addition by subtraction with him in the passing game, but it is a lot of money on their dead cap. So they lost Debo, they lost Hufanga, who got a deal from the Broncos. They lost Elijah Mitchell, who used to be a really good running back, but has not been healthy. The interesting thing is the Chiefs are actually the ones signing him, and I swear to God, because he is a really good runner when he's healthy. He's just never healthy. If he has a healthy year with the Chiefs, I'm going to be so pissed. They lost Jalen Moore. He's been a backup. He showed promise, but they lost him to the Chiefs. So 2 players to the Chiefs. The Packers went and paid Banks way too much money, in my opinion. I wasn't surprised that they moved off of Banks. And so, yeah, they've definitely lost some guys. I don't think any of those guys are worth the money that they were given. So if they replace them well, I'd be okay with it. I think the thing that is freaking me out is so far they've replaced none of these guys and went and signed 2 backups. So fingers crossed that the rest of free agency is more promising and that the draft really heavily is influenced by the trenches, O-line and D-line. Anyways, give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'm going to have a bunch more videos coming out today and going live tomorrow with Tom Jensen from Sports Illustrated to recap all of the free agency moves at that point. So give me a like and stay tuned. Bye.